Live and
You're going.
okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's Brian Miller. I'm going to be chairing the Committee of Adjustment meeting today, and we're going to call the meeting to order. Our first order of business is any pecuniary interest on any of the items today by any of our members. Take that as a no. Okay, first application today is application A1-21, an application for a minor variance at 21 Moody Street. And do we have Wendy with us today?
We do. Would you like her brought into the meeting? We'll do that.
Basically, what they're doing here is adding a mudroom to the front of the house, and it's encroaching out a little bit farther than it should be by about a little over a meter, I guess. Is that correct, Andrew? No, you're on mute. Andrew's on mute.
Yeah.
Would Greg like to respond to this, please?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. The proposal is for the mudroom to have just over a 1 meter front yard setback instead of what would otherwise be required under the bylaw, which is 3.6 meters for the enclosed portion and 2.4 meters for the unenclosed porch.
There was a step there before, and now they're just making it just a little bit bigger with the deck on it for improving the entrance, I think.
Yeah, and the part in the blue paper there on the presentation, that's also new. That's the mudroom that's proposed.
Okay, is Wendy with us?
She
Yes,
is,
I
and
am.
she's joined there. She is.
Yes.
Do you have any questions for us or comments, Wendy?
Well, my comment is it's for safety for me because of my side door of my stairwells coming into my home. I wanted a porch to begin with, but I wanted to work on the inside of my home first. So my reason for the porch at the front is so I can come up the side of the front and come into my front part of my house to my kitchen.
My mom has a doorway right now that's very unsafe. It's very, like the stairwell goes down very steep. With her getting older, we wanted to build her something safer for her to get in and out of the house.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Wendy? No? Okay. If we have no questions, Carol, you're moving, that would be approved. Seconded by Robert. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. Okay, our next application is application A2-21, and it's an application for minor variance at 20 College Street West. And the applicant is Sandy Wilson. And and Sandy is joining us, I guess.
Yes.
It's an apartment building, a 95-unit apartment building. And we're looking at a couple things here, reducing parking from 119 down to 113, and a variance for the driveway in relation to the wall, I do believe. So that was the item in question here. Is Sandy with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you have any comments, questions?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a fairly minor variance. We've been able to meet the total number of parking spaces required, but in some cases we've had to stack the parking spaces in the basement, one behind the other. We're on a public transport route, and I feel it's all good planning to be able to intensify this use. We've also asked for a variance, which is the horizontal distance from one of the habitable windows on the ground floor, which is a party room. It seems that was meant to prevent that part of the code or the bylaw was meant to prevent cars from getting too close to habited bedrooms, is my understanding. So I think these are minor variances.
So the driveway is close to a room that is a common room rather than a part of the living space. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. Any questions for Sandy? Sue?
More of curiosity, the type of resident you're envisioning in this building is what?
Well, we can't zone by age or vocation, but I suspect there are going to be people from about 55 years of age and up, older, probably more retired people.
Okay,
I live in a building in downtown Kingston, which has a gamut from students and Queen students up to people in their 80s and 90s. And I'm 67, so I'm sort of looking at that, the whole gamut.
okay. Thank you.
Anybody else have a question? And is there anyone else that's wanted to comment on College Street? Other than Sandy? I'll take that as a no.
I'll move it for approval.
Moved by Glenn, seconded by Sue. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. So our next application.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
You.
Our next application is A321, and it's a minor variance at 35 Wilton Avenue, and the owner is Kevin Arscott. So we have Jessica with us today, or will in a minute.
Should be joined already.
We're here.
Hello, Jessica.
Can you hear us?
Okay, so what we're looking at here is a building that you want to increase the amount of display space from what, 5% to 8%, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and what's the building gonna be used for?
Warehousing and a showroom for our flooring operation.
So it's gonna be a retail flooring operation?
The showroom area will be retail, well, we're considered more contractor services than
Okay.
retail, but it will be a display showroom in the roughly 3,000 square feet, the 8% of the area of the building. The rest of the building is for warehousing. Our business has 6 locations presently, and this is the rest of the area. We are moving our centralized warehouse from Pickering, Ontario to Belleville to 35 Wilson Avenue.
Any questions from the committee members regarding this application? Was there anybody else that wanted to comment on this, Mark?
There is not.
Okay. Yeah, this building is in a non-residential area, so the difference between 5 and 8 is minor and shouldn't be a problem. So if we have no further questions, do we have a mover? Robert, seconded by Chris. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, so
Thank you, and welcome to Belleville.
that concludes the applications. The next item of business is confirmation of the minutes of our last meeting of December 17th. Do we have?
I have a couple of corrections. Perhaps I should have noted earlier somehow.
Okay,
I believe the first meeting, Councillor Sanderson was there, but it doesn't indicate that he was.
The property standards meeting, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a different set of minutes. I don't
we're
think.
not looking at property standards. We're only looking at committee of adjustment. The property standards we'll deal with at next property standards meeting.
There's one
so why
error.
is it here then?
This is
These are the
this is the
minutes.
committee of adjustment meeting.
No, I know that, but since it's in the committee of adjustment package, I
Oh.
assumed it was going to be looked at.
Sorry, it may have been inadvertently stuck in there. But
Okay.
ultimately, yeah, we should wait till the property standards meeting to approve.
Next
the-
property standards meeting.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
In the meantime, make the correction and then we won't have to talk about it again.
Maybe we can check that out anyway to see
Mhm.
Yeah, double check
Well,
it, sure.
before it comes before us again. Okay, Carol.
There is-
do you have a
There's a
comment?
there's a correction required in the minutes.
Okay,
I do have a sister, Carol Ripley, but
Yeah,
it should be Carol Merrill.
Yeah, no, I did send, I sent that correction and it was looked after.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Okay. With
No, I
those-
caught it too, Chris.
With those corrections, then do we have a mover?
Yep.
Carol, and seconded by Chris. All in favor? Carried.
Good.
Thank you. Any correspondence, Greg?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Anything else that the members wish to comment on?
Could I
Sue?
make a couple of comments. We were out by the Roslyn Road property a week ago, and there isn't much progress, just as a note of interest.
Okay. And when we're on that comment, I see the Wilson Avenue building that we dealt with before. There's something being done there. So I just noticed that.
That, I was going to mention that as well, and that's
So-
great to see.
Yeah, that whatever's happening, I don't know, but we'll deal with that later if we have to. Okay, next meeting is February the 18th at 3:30, provided we don't have a property standards issue. And okay, and if nothing else, then we will ask for an adjournment. Robert, adjourned. Thank you. There we go. We're good to go.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, and we'll see everybody next month.
Stay
Okay.
safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.